Hi everyone. It's actually pretty late right now, but I wanted to make a video quickly before I go to sleep. And okay, this is actually based on something that I've actually but looked at and read sometime back, a few days, actually just a few days ago, concerning the idea of why narcissists actually uh, target us, and especially when we actually are very close to them, close with open and close inverted commas, like as their other romantic partner, a date, family member, or even just someone who's like a friend, or maybe not a friend, or like acquaintance, and or if not, a close working colleague. Okay, the thing is this probably happens a lot for those who have been within the proximity of a narcissist. You all might find that the phenomenon sounds a lot like gremlins. So for those who have actually watched the movie Gremlins, okay, this is actually quite interesting one because it's about that particular creature. It looks like a bit like a cute monster, like this. I don't really know how to describe it. It looks a little bit like some elf, but except that as a elf meets some kind of a maybe a chipmunk, whatever. Yeah. The thing about gremlins is that they actually multiply once they touch water, and then but however, the thing is this the replicates of the gremlin. Okay, once they start eating past a certain hour, like past midnight or something like that, they'll yeah, and mostly like snacks and all this, they'll start shifting into this very very horrible, monstrous version of themselves, which is really destructive. And so the narcissist is very often compared to that kind of gremlin because in public, in front of everyone else, regardless of whether it's like a covert narcissist or overt narcissist. Yeah, but I mean covert narcissists are actually the worst because they give other people the impression that they are really nice people in public, but once the facade, I mean once the you go back to the setting of the like intimate setting, either within the home or the office, next door, or even just like being close to someone in a relationship or intimate connection. That's when all the so-called bets are off, all the facades that they have depicted in front of everyone else falls off, and they become that ugly, disgusting, monstrous version of the gremlin. Okay, and for those who have actually watched the movie, you'll realize that the original gremlin was not that evil one. It never changed because its owner, the human owner, actually made sure that he did not eat after a certain time. And the thing is this, it doesn't matter once a gremlin changes to become the uglier version, which is evil. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's a good gremlin or a bad gremlin. With exposure to water, they will start multiplying. So you can have many versions of the good gremlin. You can also have many versions of the evil gremlin. So the main thing was, to prevent this from spreading more and more. Yeah. Of course, there were some other cases like like the gremlin. How did they get destroyed? The evil ones, some of them were like destroyed in the microwave by heat or fire, whatever, or yeah, and then or some of the other things like the good gremlin or gremlins were trying to fight and to destroy the evil ones. But the thing is this, to go back to the whole point about the narcissist. The narcissist is just like a gremlin, okay? Very very nice to everyone else in public, but once they get back to the intimate setting with the other person, whether it's a partner, a spouse, a friend, an acquaintance, or even, I mean close acquaintance, or even just a co-worker, the facade drops off, and then you just wonder, why are they targeting me? Especially you being the most intimate person, in that particular setting, or the closest person in the setting. One thing, I know that this is really crazy to a lot of people. People will be wondering, why does this have to happen? A friend of mine used to ask me, he said this, maybe he doesn't understand it himself. He said, I don't get it. When people, like, let's say a narcissistic boss, a coworker, yeah, they need your help in the office. They need to actually make use of your resources, especially if you are really, really, uh, let's say, talented, or you're educated, you have some qualifications or experience in publishing. That was in my case. I had some experience in publishing, and I was planning to do stuff like, eventually publish a book of poetry. But that the thing is that boss wanted to just take credit for something which was not hers, and try to use it to promote her business. And then my friend said, but why, if she was doing that, why, when she needs you, why is she treating you so badly? Okay, the thing is this, you have to ask, it goes back to the basic nature of a narcissist. A narcissist might do their devaluation. Doesn't matter when it comes. It might be early on, it might be after months, it might be after years, but the devaluation, when they actually start playing you down, is almost inevitable. Okay, if they are truly narcissistic, or they have some element of these traits, or even in the worst case scenario, they are really a full-blown NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, which, by the way, is becoming more and more prevalent because society is now glamorizing it like some kind of achievement. It's like as if it's an achievement to actually go around hurting people. Okay, so for them, okay, they label the people closest to them as a threat. They don't tell you that, okay, because they are covert, but in the deepest mind, they are extremely jealous and competitive. Okay, you could have done something ahead of them, and they will label you as a threat because you have gone ahead of them to do it. Okay, my case. One example was the Manhunt Singapore pageant, when I was actually in the Manhunt Singapore male beauty pageant. Okay, that time I was in the senior category because I was in my 30s. I was just using it to network. But guess what? One particular narcissist started labeling me as a kind of threat, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But guess what? Almost like 5 to 6 years after that, he's in a pageant. Okay, I don't know what he's trying to think, and does he think that in his 30s now, yeah, he's in his 30s, that he's gonna win something and represent Singapore or whatever. But I don't care. But the thing is this: if you are criticizing the pageant, saying that you didn't care then back in 2016, why then are you actually joining it in 2021 or 2022? Which is actually 5 to 6 years after you criticize it or criticize me. Okay, it just shows this one thing. You are jealous. You are a jealous biatch. Okay, and you just can't stand the fact that many other people got ahead of you, and he wasn't even that talented or good looking or whatever. It was just because they needed people. Okay, I'm not going to name names of those people who got in like that, but it just shows you something. Deep down in the heart of a narcissist, if they even have a heart to begin with, what drives them is just this very pathological envy. It's a pathological envy or jealousy. Make no mistake of that, okay? Anyone who has done something which they really, really subconsciously or consciously want to do, but anyone who has actually done it ahead of them, they will label you as the enemy. Okay, you can expect them to put a target, affix that target at the back of your head or whatever, but their mask will inevitably slip off, just like the gremlin. Okay, so if you know that someone is a narcissist, which is very obvious, okay, it will come come apart bit by bit. Okay, don't think that everyone is just like, even a covert narcissist is, after a while, it will become obvious who they are. Okay, if they are not respecting you, you have to leave regardless of your relationship with them. Okay, so anyway, I'm off to sleep right now. Stay narc free. Okay, don't beg, don't plead, don't request for respect from people who cannot even give it. Okay, they should just bug off. Okay, these people, I call them Baba bitches. After that Baba Black Sheep song, they just do nothing but leave off everyone else. Okay, and then they can complain about how the people they leave off are not good enough for them. This doesn't make sense, but it's a reflection of their evil character. Okay, anyway, have a good week ahead. It's coming to the weekend soon, and yeah, okay, bye bye.